Welcome, thank you for tuning in. It's time for Weapons Education to do a video on H&K. No compromise. You know, that's their slogan. And I have to tell you, when I bought my first H&K, that was kind of it for me. That kind of got me really into firearms, like steamrolled into it. That's the truth. When they say no compromise, they mean it. I love everything about H&Ks. I love the German quality. I love the fact that they're the first company to ever make and manufacture a polymer gun 12 years prior to Glock. Model was a VP70. What I decided to do with this production here of this video is to simply speak about the P2000 first, the larger version of the .40 caliber. We have the SK, and we'll do that in a separate video. I'll use this here for a reference a little bit today. But what I want to do is focus on the P2000, the big brother, and then we'll do a separate video on the SK, the smaller version, and then we'll do another video on comparing the two, because there's quite a lot of differences, not just size. Also, then we'll do a video on the whole company of H&K. As a matter of fact, off the top of my head, they go back to 1950. That's when they were incorporated, remnants of the Mauser company. So we'll do a video on the whole story of H&K. But right now, let's focus in on the P2000. And I tell you, when I bought this, it was around the year 03, I think it was. This is the variant number 3 model. And that's what I'm saying. There's so much to discuss on these, the P2000 models. Some have the hammer, which is serrated, some do not. Some have different trigger systems, some do not. I'll talk about mine, okay? And I've never had a malfunction, honestly. I don't know how many rounds are through it, maybe 3,000–4,000 rounds at least in this P2000. As a matter of fact, if you go on my channel page, on the bottom left, that firearm with the flames coming out of it, and me shooting it, is actually the SK, is the P2000 SK, this exact gun, when my wife and I went to the range. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
You. All right, now let's get into some detail on the gun. Please focus in on it. H&K really, you know, there's a reason why thousands and thousands of law enforcement agencies choose H&K. And they have to be able to afford them, by the way. So they are pricey. This retails for approximately $940, so it's pretty pricey, but in my opinion it's worth every penny. I'm just going to talk about some general things right now. The overall length is 7 inches. As you know, this is the P2000. I'm way into dimensions. So it's not all that big. It's actually a small package. It's very light. It only weighs 23 ounces. I mean, that's without the magazine, which, by the way, this magazine release, can you see that? Am I still in frame? Look at how it points down. It just makes so much sense. Instead of a button that pushes in, to me, just if I want to drop something downwards, I want to pull the magazine release downwards. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. And talking about the magazine, I'm just discussing it as we look at it. I do like this finger lip here sticking out at the bottom. Some people do, some people don't. It's all a matter of opinion. As you take a look at it in my hand, I'm a big guy and I have all 3 fingers on that handle there and on the grip, and I like the fact that my pinky is stabilized there. And if you don't, you can just put a square little piece on the bottom for like $10 and get rid of it, but that's up to you. Let's just talk about it in general. Look at the trigger guard. Look at the workmanship on that. Look how big it is. If you were wearing gloves, no problem. Very well thought out. Very thick. Okay? Now let's see what else. We got a sight radius from here to here of 5.5, we'll call it 5.6 inches. Now let's talk about the trigger. And I'll tell you, H&Ks are really well known for their triggers, the super high quality of their triggers. The trigger guard, as I mentioned, is wonderfully shaped. When they say no compromise, they really mean no compromise. They put a lot of engineering into these firearms. I love HK. I'm just all over it. Now this is a double action, about 11 pounds, and if it's in single action, it's about 4.5 pounds, very light. Now look at my finger here. Can you zoom in on that? See that nice long trigger pull? It's up to you if you like this long trigger pull before it goes bang. See that? Nothing happens. Bang. Bang. You need to know that before you buy this gun. I'm going to show you that one more time. It's got a long, slow trigger pull and then bang. Let's talk about the ambi features on the HKs. You know what I like about it a lot, is that it's good for lefties and righties. And I'll tell you this real quick. My 4-year-old daughter right now she's a lefty. We realized it at 18 months. And cool, she's a southpaw. I like that. So gun manufacturers, they do have to cater to lefties, because what I found out at the time, I did a Google research. I'm going by memory, but I'm pretty sure it was like 10, 11, 12%, something like a big number of people in the world are lefties. So for that reason, it's cool that not only is the mag release on both sides, okay, and also to rack your slide and lock it is on both sides. But think about this. What if you injured your hand? I'm a righty like most of us. What if I broke my wrist, I don't know, some bad guy, some gang attack, who knows what, and you break your right wrist or you hurt your right arm and you can't use your right arm. What do? Well, at least you got your left arm. That's why it's important to train a little bit every now and then with your left arm to rack the slide and to drop the magazine lefty. You just never know. If your life is in danger, you might only have your left hand to save your life, and it's nice to have the ambi on both sides. I wanted to bring that up because I think it's a cool feature. People don't think of it that way. They think of it, well, I'm a righty, I only need it on the one side. What if you hurt your right arm? Okay, let's go on to something else. Alright, let's break it down. Very simple to break down. The HKs are among the simplest in the industry. As we know, of course, we're going to have a safety check gun, which all these guns have been safety checked. Magazine empty, magazine out, no ammo in the area. But what you want to do here is to look at this notch here, see that? And then on this side, this pin here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it, line it up. You can't do this with the magazine in it. And then sometimes the pin will pop right out. And then sometimes, use something not abrasive, like just pencil or something, and it comes right out. Okay? So that part comes right out, and there you have your gun. Take a look at this beautiful system they have here for the spring, guide rod spring, and this buffer here to reduce recoil. This is patented by HK. And when I show you the SK version, it's a double spring, totally different. That's why I want to do separate videos, because they're totally kind of different guns, really, not just in size. The barrels, you just take the barrel out, okay, and there's your gun, 4 parts. How often do I clean the extractor and all that? Rarely, to tell you the truth. This is all I clean, and it's very simple to clean and upkeep. To put it back together, there's one little tip I want to show you. You know how to put your barrel in? When you put the spring back in, you want to make sure, you got the big notch on top, and you got the small one here. Well, this is the top actually. The small notch is on top. So when you put it in here, you would think at first to push it way in and try to wedge it in there, but no, you just push it like a 1/16 of an inch, and that's it. Did you see how easy that was? And it's going to stay, even though you think it may not stay. It's being held on like by a hairline fracture, but it stays in place. So do not try to wedge it all the way in and squish it in there. Just barely, nicely, softly put it in, and you're good to go. And then, like anything else, as we know, you just put your gun back together. And it's that simple. And then, of course, we put our pin back in. I'll pull it back, I'll line it up. And there you go. You got your gun back. So, this holds 12 plus 1 rounds. It's a nice package, 40 caliber, nice package, very light, very high quality, among the thickest polymer made, okay? Because what you can do in the future, when I show you the SK, the smaller version, is you can put, I love the way this drops down to the bottom like that with this mag release, I love it. What you can do is put this 12 plus 1 in this little mini SK with a spacer there, and I'll show you that in a future video. Highly recommended. I really want your opinion on it. Let's look at the stippling real quick. Look at the back, all built into the polymer. You don't have to get any add-on stickers or anything like that. It all comes with that. The front, all beautiful. It feels like sandpaper, just but perfect into the polymer. And you can feel the polymer, by the way, is really, I mean, it doesn't budge. It's really thick. You can look at it and see the thick gauge of the HKs. They're just built like a tank. The polygonal barrel is among the best in the industry. You know, the barrel is pretty important, obviously, and this has the highest quality polygonal barrel out there. One of the best. There's a lot of good ones. And a lot of companies make them, and a lot of companies do not. But it really does help keep gas behind the bullet for more accuracy. So when you're paying the money for an H&K, you're getting every penny's worth. Give me your opinion. What do you think of everything about it? The serrations here in the back are just straightforward and simple, very easy to rack to slide, very easy to break down, very accurate, very light, fun to shoot, incredibly well built, just like a tank. P2000, 40 caliber, pricey gun, between $900 and $1,000. I think it's worth every penny. Let me know your opinion. Do you like HKs? Do you not? If not, that's fine. I love them. Alright, next video we'll do will be on the SK, the smaller version, in a couple of weeks. And then we'll do a video on comparing the two. And then we'll do a video on H&K, the company. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Alright, check it out for now.